What's up fellow hunters, Nox here, welcome to another exciting build video. Today we have 5 Greatsword builds with comfy and meta options. As always, don't get discouraged by my talismans if you don't have a similar one. I'll show some extra talismans for each build that will get you all the essential skills. Let's go. We're gonna start with the Trusty Companion. A comfortable high damage build that can be used with any Greatsword you want. I'm using the Gossarag as an example here. The talisman examples on screen will get you all the essential skills, but plenty of others will work here as well of course. To increase our damage, we crank up the affinity as high as possible with Critical Eye and Weakness Exploit. Along with that, we of course have Critical Boost to get the most out of our critical hits. Then we have Attack Boost level 6 for a nice flat damage boost. And Agitator will add another 12 attack and 7% affinity whenever the monster gets enraged. Level 2 Offensive Guard will give us a 10% damage boost after blocking an attack at the right time, which of course works with the new Strong Arm counter as well. Level 2 Focus will increase the speed on charge attacks. The combination of these two skills is perfect if you want to mix up your playstyle. And if you have no need for focus, you can simply remove it and get a free level 4 slot to customize. Next we have 2 levels of Handicraft and Razor Sharp, which is really nice for any Greatsword that can use some extra sharpness. We also get a bit of Wirebug Whisperer and Stun Resistance. But the biggest bonus here is Intrepid Heart. It gives us a huge safety net on top of everything else. The amount of flexibility and comfort this build offers while putting out high damage makes it a great pick for any quest. We have all that without even augmenting the armor pieces. I will show some augment recommendations like this after each build. But keep in mind that they are exactly that, recommendations only. You can of course choose whatever you want. With that said, Coalescence has huge value on Greatsword. Definitely consider adding 1 level to the build if you can. True Vengeance. A super heavy hitting build for a counter-focused playstyle. Weapon of choice is the Scorned Magnum Hollow Greatsword. 345 attack, natural purple sharpness, 36 blast, and great slottage. We again have all the damage essentials for Greatsword, like Weakness Exploit, Critical Eye, Critical Boost, and Attack Boost. This time Attack Boost is maxed out and we have Agitator again as well. Since our weapon has Blast, we're making use of Build Up Boost, which even at level 1 has great value. It adds 10% damage to any attack that applies Blast here. Being counter-focused, we're of course maxing out Offensive Guard for the spicy 15% damage boost on our Strong Arm counters. Embolden is more of a side skill in general if you're in multiplayer, since it will only be active when you're targeted by a monster. But the fact that it helps us to enrage monsters faster is a great bonus either way, as this will give us a higher uptime on Agitator as well as Defiance if you add it to the build. And again we have some Wirebug Whisperer and Stun Resistance as a bonus. If you really want to punish a monster with your counterattacks, this is the build to go for. The talisman examples on screen will get you all the essential skills. The augment recommendations are the same as for the previous build. If you like having focus on a counter-heavy playstyle, this is of course a great way to add some. Toxic Fate. A strong all-purpose build with a new twist on a more old-school playstyle. Weapon of choice is the Chameleos Greatsword. 335 attack, natural purple sharpness, 80 poison, and again great slottage. Aside from having all the damage essentials intact, this build also uses build-up boost like the previous one. But this time we're using level 2, giving us a nice 15% damage boost on any attack that applies poison. And with Chameleos Blessing level 3, the duration monsters will stay poisoned gets extended, which in turn is giving us increased uptime on Foray, which gives us another 10 attack. Increasing Foray to level 2 is definitely something to keep an eye on when augmenting. It's gonna have great additional value for the build. Then we have Focus level 2 for faster charge attacks, and full stun resistance for added comfort. Spiritbird's Call is a very comfy bonus here as it synergizes with Chameleos Blessing. We get a Spiritbird summoned to our location every minute, and with the Blessing, we have a chance to get double the effect. Combine that with the right Pedalize, and you can often ignore gathering Spiritbirds that aren't on your direct way to the monster. This build is a phenomenal choice for multi-monster quests. The talisman examples on screen will get you all the essential skills. And these are the augment recommendations. I personally maxed out attack and focus, then added more Foray, some Coalescence, and Defiance. Guardian of Eden. A high damage tank build specialized for anomaly quests. Weapon of choice is the Royal Order Greatsword. 335 attack, nice purple sharpness, 10% affinity, and a 50 defense bonus. All the base damage increasing skills from the previous builds are intact. But aside from that, we have quite a few differences here. We have defense boost level 7 for a big increase to our defense. And this being a Holy Knight type of build, we of course have Divine Blessing, giving us a chance to take 50% less damage from any attack that hits us. Level 3 stun resistance will make sure we can't get stunned and combo to death. And on top of that, we have Intrepid Heart level 1 as a failsafe in case something crazy happens. Greatsword already recovers a lot of health when attacking inflicted monsters. But we also have Recovery up level 2, which allows us to get even more health back when landing hits. The combination of all these defensive skills makes the build incredibly tanky while having a great damage output. The Talisman examples on screen will get you all the essential skills, but you could even make this work with a Talisman that only has 2 level 2 slots. And these are the Augment recommendations. You'll be surprised how drastically this build can be upgraded even with minimal augmenting. As additional weapon options, there are plenty of viable picks. One that fits the build especially well is the Kimura Greatsword, but I personally stick with the Royal Order one. Force of Nature. A hybrid build that combines Surge Slash and the more common Charge playstyle. I'm using the Kezu Greatsword as example here, but I'll show all the other best suited weapons for the build later as well. Since part of the focus is elemental damage here, we of course have Element Exploit. This increases elemental damage by 10% when attacking weak spots. Along with that, we of course have level 5 of whatever element we choose, and Burst to push things a bit further. Given that Surge Slash has increased elemental damage output, these skills work really well together. We also have Max Critical Element to get as much out of the elemental damage as possible. All the other damage essentials we had on the previous builds are intact here as well. The combination of Surge and Slash playstyle is really refreshing. It keeps things fun and interesting if you ever feel like you need a change. The Talisman examples on screen will get you all the essential skills, but plenty of others will work here as well of course. These are the Augment recommendations. One thing to note here is that Burst is not a good choice for any other Greatsword build beside this one. And as promised, here are all the suitable weapons for the build. The example only used a level 2 decoration on the weapon, so a lot of these will get you additional skills. There are plenty of builds on the channel and more new ones coming soon. Thanks for watching, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.